biggest poop I've ever seen. It was like the size of my thumb, like lengthwise. Like it was a big poop. I was very proud of that.
Oh yeah.
Excellent. How is Nugget?
Frantic.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little frantic still.
She does.
Nugget's all.
But I don't think Nugget is like any more or less frantic than she has always been.
Yeah.
Like I think she's kind of always been that way. And we were just talking about how we were gonna move. When we move everybody to the new enclosure, that we'll move Buddy probably at the same time.
Yeah.
And our plan is to give them more spaces to like run around and hide behind and sit on top of to hopefully reduce some of that anxiety.
Alrighty.
That's the plan for Nugget.
What do I think about those?
He did really well. He was a natural. It was just hard to fan them out because he would grab like multiple at a time. So I tried to do like 5 at a time, so that way I could really be like.
Is this your
But
card?
he definitely loves to stab.
Yay.
He got his beak stuck on one, which was really cute. Alright, well, we're missing a card.
Yay, fun. Alright.
He took it.
So the carnival. Is it that? No.
Yes. It is this sheet.
So we're gonna have the Oliver's magic numbers thing. We're gonna make Oliver a fortune teller instead. So he'll just pick fortunes out of a cauldron for
love
chat.
I love that. Cute.
And then we'll do, this will be, fancy pen, this will be Abbott's magic cards.
Ooh.
And he will pick cards. Excellent. Cool, that's all I have.
Sweet. I'm gonna get a coffee drink like super fast before we get into the
Into the thick of it. Where's that from? Backyardigans, I think. And then it got turned into like a viral.
Must have, yeah, I must have witnessed it in its viral stage because I can definitely say I've never ever seen.
Yeah.
Backyardigans.
You didn't spend time watching.
I did.
When you were homesick in like high school or college, you didn't put on like Disney Junior.
I put on
Junior for comfort.
ER, man, that's what I put on.
And I 100% remember being like in the 7th grade and watching Face.
I don't remember what else I used to watch. Random TLC shows.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Next.
Like,
oh wait, that was
Trading
MTV.
Spaces.
That was MTV.
Trading Spaces. Yeah.
Oh my God. Do you
Yeah,
know?
Ty Williams, Liz
Maya, do
Morgan.
you know what next is? When they would come off the bus and they'd be like, "My name's Trey," and then it'd pop up and be like, "These are the things I like." Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever watched MTV.
Wow. I used to watch pop-up video when I was like really, really little, where they would like have little bubbles and facts that came up during the videos. Really aging myself here.
Really?
Somebody in chat will know what I'm talking about. I cut my nail too short. I'm going to die. I'm so sorry. That sounds awful.
That is the worst.
Loved Trading Spaces. Good
Goodbye,
times.
Mitt.
Good times. Pop-up video. Beauregard.
Classic. Coming in clutch.
Pop-up video. Yeah.
Beauregard understands most social things.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. All right. Do we just want to talk about each of the ambassadors and go from there?
I like it.
Where do we want to start? Wolf Dogs? Timber A1? What are you?
Nothing.
What?
What did
Time to start the meeting.
I heard them howling today.
Yeah, they sounded very excited when you guys went over there.
There was like sirens and other howling going on, but when Lindsay and I were in there, more like police cars were driving by and they were like, "We want to train, but like I think we have to go awoo," and like they kept thinking about it. And then I quietly was like, "Awoo," and Ava ran up to me and was like, you know about awoo?" And it was really cute, and they just kept being like, "To train or to awoo?" It was super cute.
That's so cute.
So cute. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Love them.
All right, I'm just gonna make little notes about everyone. How are we feeling about Timber?
He's doing good. He's taking treats like almost halfway into his crate, which is exciting. On days where it's not windy. Wind is still pretty spooky.
Yeah.
It was very spooky today.
Jalapeno would agree.
Yes. But yeah, overall is doing very well. He also just seems excited to see us, regardless of like what's going on, and that makes me happy. Like if I'm just like walking by, he'll come up, just kind of
that's cool.
looking optimistic.
Anything you want to change to your setup?
I don't think so. I think it's working really well right now, so I'm gonna keep it going.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know I mentioned wanting to talk about Awa and how we all feel, because I know Awa's kind of, all three of us are still kind of going in and out with her.
Yeah.
And how we're feeling about having like all three of us doing it, if we want to take it down to one or two people, or if we want to do it one person, or if we want to do anything differently in regards to like going in and doing the same behaviors or focusing on some like one specific thing. I just want to make sure she's not getting frustrated.
Yeah. I think
It's true.
like obviously like with time, but I think she would be. I think we could do vaccines on her if we were to like work towards that. Like I know we talked about it last time, but just putting up any sort. Honestly, we just pick a stump and take it down or something, and then walk in between. I think she could do it. I know she's been sitting unreliably. It kind of dawned on me the other day that it could be due to pain, especially with like it getting colder at night. Like if it just doesn't feel good, she might not want to. Because on the day she's good, I feel like she's good.
Yeah.
So anyone with like dogs at home too, if all of a sudden they just like don't want to sit, could be due to pain. If they're getting like older or if they hurt themselves. Don't think your dog is just being stubborn.
Do we think it's worth it to just focus on like to keep down really strong? And because like down and sit, I feel are kind of
They achieve the
for
same
all
purpose.
purposes
Yeah.
same. And maybe when it gets a little warm again, we can revisit sit. Like I think, because I think she knows what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she does it occasionally. It's just very intermittent. So maybe reinforce, like if she offers a sit, say sit, and offer her something just to like
Normally
Keep it
when she
going.
says-
good job.
Normally when she like sits, I'll be like, good sit,
Good sit.
good sit. and, like, give
Something
her
like that.
extra stuff.
Because I know sometimes when we're talking about, like I know we had mentioned like when we work with the crows, if we're like doing colors, like sometimes Abbott will pick
Yeah.
up a ring and I'll say the color after.
Yes, yeah.
So that he builds the association. Kind of do the same thing with AWA with sit,
Yeah.
where maybe not focus on it so much, but if she offers it, reinforce it
Yeah.
and say sit. Is it worth it trying to get her continuing to work with the target?
Thinking about this too.
Because I like the idea of having the target. I think also the target will come really in handy for kennel training. Because
Yeah.
like one of the reasons we liked that kennel is because we could stick the target in it, which is nice. I think one of the things that I mentioned to Shruti was getting a really nice, like some sort of
Yeah.
fanny pack, something where we could put their meat in it, so you have both hands.
Yeah.
Where like you could hold the target and have a tidbit or something, so you could like move her closer instead of moving the target like at her.
Yes.
Kind of see how she feels coming a little bit closer
I
and
think
approaching it. Until
having
the
a
pieces
free
are-
hand.
Having two free hands would
Yep.
be really beneficial for working with AWA.
I agree.
So purchasing some kind of pouch.
I've also done in the past targets that we're not physically holding onto. So I've done like a big baseball and like almost just stationing an animal by like moving that baseball. It had like a little wire attached to it and we could just like clip it places and like starting off with that as the target. But this animal was particularly aggressive, so we would like have it clipped like in the back and then it would target back there, and like the target was nowhere near us, and that's kind of what I've been doing with Timber, just like with the rock
Yeah.
too. So that's another option, but it doesn't hurt for them to be target trained. The more options, the better.
Yeah.
Do we want to do a station train for her separately as well? Do we want to pick out
I
a
don't-
station?
That kind of sounds, yeah.
Okay, or like a colored rock, because I was worried with something else she'd just
Yeah.
like pick it up and run away. But it
True.
was
If it's
not
heavy
as
enough, hopefully she
exciting.
won't.
What was that?
If it's heavy enough, hopefully she wouldn't.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that, and this is
Eat
something we
lunch
used
while
to
we
do.
do this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm also really hungry when I eat after. One of the things that we used to do for like our vultures was
Yeah.
get like those big paving stones.
Oh, yeah,
Obviously,
yeah.
so she couldn't run away with it, and it's also easy
Yeah.
to toss food to it, and it's not gonna like pick
Yeah.
up any more gross
Yeah.
things. So if she goes and sniffs it, we say station, and we can just toss a bit of food onto it.
Yeah.
So we can get like those big, just like square pavers
Yeah.
and have them in that area.
Yeah.
Um,
Get real fancy, do 2 different colors.
I wouldn't put. I would. I mean, they
Yeah.
can each have a color. And
Yeah.
I don't know how they see color, how they process color, if it would
Yeah, mostly
appear
red
like
and
two
blues.
different colors to them. But we could try getting a red one and a gray one if they're going to be different enough,
Yeah,
and we can try.
Let's do it.
Or we could spray paint one.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay. Okay. So focusing on station and targeting for her.
Yeah.
We're good with that.
I like that.
For a little while, and then continuing to reinforce down. Eventually, when we get to a point, if we want to put a stump in there just for her to get comfortable with,
Yeah.
how initially is it going to be important that we can move in there with her? To like kind of like guide her through it.
That could be done either like inside or outside. So whichever one people feel comfortable with.
Because I know like sometimes when we're out there in the evening, I'll walk along the fence and try and
Yeah.
reinforce them.
Yeah.
Just for like coming with me.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, maybe if we did target train her inside, if that would be something that we're comfortable with eventually doing, is kind of like stepping away and seeing if she'll come with us.
Yeah.
Right now I haven't been moving because I don't want to pressure her forward and cause her to jump back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've only been letting her come to me. But in the future, if that's something that we're interested in,
Yeah.
and maybe that can start with the station. Like if we station and then we kind of move around and see if she'll come to us like from the station or
Yeah.
something.
That's kind of what I've been doing with down, because I've been building duration on it, and then I've been stepping side to side, so she gets used to
Yeah.
us like moving or like things moving, and then reinforcing her like
Yeah.
her staying down.
Yeah.
Adding in distractions.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to make sure, because I know I've asked a couple of times, and let me know what you guys think. Like,
It just started that.
because I feel like maybe
That
a
was a good
couple of
idea.
times, like, I'm wondering if I'm presenting the wrong cue and asking for sit. And I've asked, like, when I'm with you, I know I've asked, and we've talked about, like, maybe recording, like, when
Yeah,
we do
yeah,
different
yeah.
behaviors so that we're all on the same page. Do you think that could be it too, if, like, there's, like, inconsistency in the way we're asking? Or do you think, like, she knows the word sit, and so no matter if I'm, like, lifting my hand, she typically is pretty concrete on sit with you guys?
I mean, this is what I kind of do.
You
this
just-
for
you just
sit.
lift your
I just
hand.
kind of lift.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have a loose fist.
Yep.
Yeah, I've tried
Um,
backwards. I've tried forwards.
Okay.
Yesterday, I was doing it like really close to my body, and that seemed to be a thing. And I was like, okay, let's just try this, and just kept doing it.
She does
Okay.
that really well in the morning, which I don't know if just like as the day goes on,
Yeah.
she's just like.
And you've
I don't
mentioned too,
wanna.
like, when we're in with her, the closer she is, the more reliable than when she's further
Yeah.
away and
Yeah.
asking.
Which makes a lot
Yeah.
of sense because I think
Yeah.
and this could be wrong, but I think a lot of people when they're training their dogs to sit rely on them looking up
Exactly,
and their butt like
yeah.
naturally coming down as a
Sure,
result.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think we're all doing. I think we're doing pretty
Still
much
my
the same
dream.
thing.
Okay.
Maybe she speaks French.
I only speak a little bit of French.
I took 6 years of French, and I also only speak un peu French.
Same.
Dude, I took 6 years of Spanish, and I barely remember any of it.
I had one more thing that I wanted to say about you, and I don't remember what it was. I would love to figure out maybe if we all wanted to decide on a cue for like come closer.
Okay.
I've been saying come.
Do you have a visual cue with it?
No, sometimes I'll do like I'll like point down, kind of like when we do step inside. I'll be like come, and like
Because
point.
like when I do stuff like this, she just immediately goes down. In any form
Okay.
of me pointing down, she just goes down.
It's just
But
super,
I
like,
want you to
proof.
come. 'cause
I
it's
mean,
so
I can
close
start
to the
doing
same
it. Today I was just yelling. I was
Um,
just saying come, like Awa come, and when she would like take a step toward me, I'd be like yay, and chuck her a piece of food because she wasn't wanting to stay very close today, and I think it was mainly because of the woos and
There was a lot going on. There was
Yeah.
a lot of noises.
and a noise and like where we were closer to the deck and whatnot, and that was like real. The shade cloth on it was very, very like animated today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just like rewarding her for like acknowledging her name and like coming closer.
So like maybe adding a cue, like
A
a
visual
visual
cue.
cue
Yeah.
to that.
Is there
She was
any-
just like further away, so I was just working
Yeah.
more on audible cue
Yeah.
today since she was staying further.
I just find
Yeah.
visual cues so helpful, at
Yeah.
least in the
They
beginning.
do.
Like, I think they make a big difference.
They
no,
definitely
they
do.
100%. I agree.
So I don't know if we want to add, I don't know if we want to just do like a come.
Mm-hmm. Like
Yeah, we can.
this, because it doesn't look like
It
anything
doesn't
else
look
we,
like anything
yeah.
else. Okay.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Alright. Noted.
I told people I would put tissue and crinkle paper on the wish list, and I did not.
I think they would probably send it regardless.
They were saying put it on the wish list so that people don't send in 10 million. Which is, you guys are just too nice.
Yep.
I'll try to do that today.
Okay.
Okay. Do we want to move on to the foxes?
We weighed them today.
I saw that.
What do the babies weigh?
Finn was 8.42.
What a guy.
Oh my god.
Reed was 5.42. Or like
Wow,
4.42.
that's all for Reed. Reed, 5.42. 5 point what?
4,
They're floof balls.
4, 4.2. It was like fluctuating
Okay.
between stuff. He wasn't like, he was very distracted because of the wind and the noise as well today.
What's going on?
Do we want to set any goals for how are we feeling about how Finn's doing, how Reed's doing?
Finn's doing well, super good with one person. I just want to keep working
Yeah.
on him with 2 people, which just need to get better about being like.
You're talking about like sit, touch, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I mentioned to Maya today that we're kind of shifting so that like when you're here you know that your priority is the wolf dogs.
Mhm.
You guys know that at least Winnie, donkeys, pasture kids, bird kids, trying to focus on that. When I make the schedule, because like we might be able to just based on the people who are here that day, like kind of make a priorities list. And then it might just balance it out evenly. I might write it down for 1 week and just see, and then show you guys and see if we feel really good about it. That way we're more consistently getting to everybody. And then we can have a schedule just like hangout days and stuff like that. But that also might make it easier to make sure that Finn's seeing at least 2 people on several days a week.
Yeah.
So just continuing work with 2 people, but otherwise we're very happy.
I feel good about how things are going.
I think he's getting more eager with the winter.
He is very
Ooh,
eager.
actually, yeah.
How are we feeling about his allergies?
Good. I feel like he's been pretty good. The other day, I'm not enough data, but
We started a lot.
started a lot for him.
Awesome.
Oh, I read that.
My inclination, I think it's rodents, like the hair or the skin or whatever. Because you mentioned like a couple weeks ago how that was like how much we've been giving him is like a more recent thing. But the other day we cut up mice for the crows, and our plan was to go to the crows and then foxes. And I was like, okay, like let's see if like the remnants of like
tested a
mice would
hypothesis.
do it, and he did. He got goopy. He started like rubbing his eyes.
Wow.
Not as like intensely as before, but again, that's just one day, so not
Do we
enough
want
to be
try
like
skinning some
We could try, yeah.
and going from there? Or he doesn't have the same response to quail with
No.
the feathers?
We've been doing quail every day. And
Yeah,
he's
but
been
you
doing
told me
fine.
I'll give you a quail instead of.
Oh no, I watched Rudy cut up frozen quail with a knife the other day, and I've
Okay,
had
but
nightmares
then,
about
but
it
then
ever
we came
since.
back and I saw you stand up on the stool and I was like, I'm gonna watch Kayla die.
What? What are you talking about?
OSHA violations.
Being fearful for others' lives.
Because you were cutting up a quail?
A frozen one.
It was a very frozen
With a
one,
knife.
which
That is scary.
Which we've just started pulling quail like before we do the wolf dogs, and then it's frozen. It's soft enough that it's easy to cut, but frozen that it's not just a pile of goop in your pouch.
Right.
It also might be easier. We can get bigger quail,
Mhm.
so that there's a little bit more meat on them.
Yeah,
than
it's
the
not just-
little ones. And that's something we can order larger quail.
Also, this is a little thing, but just wondering, the observation log, I saw that you printed it out and you put it in the, I guess we're recording our meds in there. I was gonna say, you know how you had said like a clipboard and then like maybe in the cabinets, but like, I guess we already have to open this binder to record his.
We have so many
Allergies.
binders. I
Yeah.
just the other day it was late and I was
Never
like, I
mind,
have them
yeah.
printed so they can start them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm
Oh.
down to do literally what everyone thinks is like easiest, but I think I'm more like inclined to spend like
Yep.
more time and actually like write it out even like legibly
Yeah.
in here than like out there.
No, that totally makes sense.
And there's
yeah.
also, I mean, we can have them on clipboards in here. Like
Yeah.
we can get like a
Yeah.
like one of those like black filing things and just have them, and like each ambassador can have like its own
Yeah.
kind of space. That's something we can also do in here. especially hopefully or we can do it in there as well, but I feel
Yeah.
like we're in here more. We'll have more time, and once we get maybe all of our personal stuff out of here and into headquarters, it'll be easier for us to have stuff in here. Okay. We don't need more binders.
Oh God,
we have many
no,
binders.
guys, I should never have said anything.
Stop sending things.
Stay tuned on any office supplies. We will let you know.
Don't buy unless you see it listed somewhere.
But I'm glad the behavior logs that we're feeling good about that. That's nice. All right, so Miss Maddie Reed seems to not be too picky about rodents or birds, so keep the rodents for the crows, and watch your hands when you go to the foxes.
I wonder, because he bought those pinkies too. I wonder if we could
I did
give
buy
those to
pinkies.
Finn and see if
Yeah.
that like helps too. 'Cause that,
Yeah,
those
They're
would be
already
fair.
hairless. Did they arrive? They made it?
Yeah. The
Cool.
crows got some one day and
I don't
they.
even remember when I
loved
ordered it,
it.
but cool. I'm glad. The chickens will probably like them too.
Yeah.
The pinkies.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Excellent. I love that. It also, if at any point we feel really good about his allergies and we feel like they've kind of been easy for a little while and we want to try him off the Zyrtec for a few days, we can. Especially as the seasons change and it gets a little cooler. He might be fine to be off it at least for a little while. It's not imperative, but that was something that Dr. Pena mentioned when we put him on it.
Sweet.
Okay.
Having them be like a seasonal thing.
Yeah. All right, Reed. How's the boy? He's been great for me. I've been really proud of him recently.
Yep. I've been showing.
We have a
his,
hole puncher and we have enough duct tape. I actually don't know that, but I assume we
There's
do.
so much duct
Whole
tape. One
bunch.
time I went hunting for
Stop
duct
sending
tape
us
and
stuff.
I found duct tape.
What do you need a hole puncher and duct tape for?
The hole punchers are probably just for the things that go in the way. We don't need them. We have
we
a
have
hole
a hole
puncher.
puncher, 2 hole punch tape.
Amanda needs more guinea pig stickers for her
She
water bottle.
actually does.
That's very nice.
She
but-
does need more
Oh
guinea
my
pig
gosh.
You
stickers.
can send those.
Do you
Yeah.
have enough bleach? We don't need more bleach. Although at some point we probably will put bleach that's not the real bleach on, because like we have a ton of real bleach right now, and typically we don't use real bleach. Reed's been doing really well. Have you guys seen Reed? He's been great.
Yeah.
Do you have enough small cups?
We're trying to have a meeting and you guys are being funny.
I've introduced Reed to the toy, and he has not cared. He's been scratching the station, which is very
He's
nice.
doing so good.
Okay.
Yeah, he just did it one day, and then I started asking him to do it, so now he just
No.
scratches.
That's
so
So
cute.
I'm hoping that we can transfer that behavior to an actual like sandpaper, like the scratching
have
thing,
one specifically
and see if he'll trim his nails for us. He may hate the texture, and it may take some practice, so we can keep working on getting it really solid. And then
Love that.
Reed loves the Kong Chew toy thing. It's his baby.
Oh,
Is
I
it
took 'em all
which
out
one?
today.
The orange one. I usually try to leave at least one in there for him because I know he likes to. Did they like their box of paper?
That's what the bag was for. So much pee and poo.
It was a
in
litter
there.
box.
Finn loved it.
I
Even in
actually
the
think
morning,
we
he
should.
kept talking
Is there?
yesterday.
Do we feel like the foxes would use the litter box?
I
Is
think
that
so.
worth exploring?
There was also lots of poop outside of there, but it cuts down on the poop a little bit. We can see if it's more comfy to poop in, maybe they will continue.
All right, we'll talk about it.
We can try.
We'll revisit it later.
I've introduced the syringe to Reed, to where it's like touching his neck and the back of his neck. And today he let me just like straight up just poke him with it in the back of the neck.
Scratch and syringe.
And he's been doing really good with it.
Okay. Do you
Every time I like hold it up, he's like, "Do I boop it?" And I'm like,
No.
"That's cute." But no.
You can boop it because he may also have to take liquid meds at some point.
That's
So,
true.
You know, it
That's
doesn't
true.
it doesn't hurt to reinforce a boop to the syringe.
He's also like, when I hold it up, he thinks I'm asking for a call, so he's just like, "Do you want this?" And I'm like,
I've been
"I mean,
trying to
thank
get him
you."
to put his chin in
Oh
my
my
hand,
God,
and
it's so
he'll be
cute.
like, "Aw." And I'm like,
I hope like I'll ask because I'll like put my hand in like a U shape, and he'll be like, "Paw," and I'll be like, "Chin."
He's such a sweet boy.
I know what you're talking about. I don't know where those are either.
We have one like specifically made for dogs
Yeah.
and somewhere.
It's the thing that you can open and put treats
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah.
Mm.
It might be under here with like all the puzzles.
Puzzles.
We do pinch their skin to mimic a syringe. We pinch, we practice duration, so kind of holding up their skin for a prolonged period of time. Put like little tiny twigs in a syringe, so when they see the syringe coming towards their neck, they still feel like a little poke from something.
Smart.
But a lot of people now are using, I know I talked about this before, like lidocaine with animals. I know it's safe for dogs, but there's like, I don't think it's like FDA approved as far as I know. But just like 10 minutes before putting like lidocaine on the spot, and then then you don't even have to like desensitize like the poke or the pinch or anything. But it doesn't hurt. That's
Do
a good question.
you want to keep working on the syringe, and you want me to keep working on the scratch when we're in there, so that we're not doing different things?
Sure.
Trying to do the same thing 2 different ways and confusing him by mistake?
That's fair.
Or we can maybe try going in there together every so often and getting him used to 2 people.
And honestly, I
watching.
wouldn't hurt to have a second person like show up occasionally.
Yeah. I think he's at a point where at least with you and me, he would still work really well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it would be a big deal.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay. Those are the boys. How about the Crow boys?
Perfect.
I think we need new behaviors for Abbott.
Yeah.
Chaos.
I think he needs new things
Yes,
to
he
occupy
needs new
his
things.
chaotic little mind.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to get him more used to moving in the kennel, so if anybody ever feels like having him go in and shut the door and picking him up and reinforcing and taking a couple steps, letting him out, getting him used to moving more comfortably. He's obviously spent time in the kennel and we've moved him in the kennel, but I would like for him to be like really solid.
Okay.
Because if we get him to a point,
Thank you for the resubs.
thank you. If we get him to a point where he's really comfortable and we get the session yard, if we get purchase set up in there, we can take him to the session yard
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
just see how he does. We've also briefly talked about Abbott potentially coming up to the studio. And
Studio's a safer place for him now.
maybe being a bird that we could, we just have to make sure that the windows are covered. If we want to get bird stickers for the windows.
Mm-hmm.
I know people sent a bunch. Do we still have
We
some, or
have
did
so
we?
many stickers.
Okay.
Like window stickers and normal stickers, but yeah.
And then, because that also gives Coconut, it would give us time if Abbott was able to be moved out to maybe focus on Coconut by himself in there,
Mm-hmm.
which might be very nice. And it creates, I think, more opportunities to interact with Abbott. If we ever wanted to bring him in and have a different experience with him, I think we could do that.
Yeah, the crows for collabs are night and day if they've been fed yet or not. If they have not been fed, they're like everywhere, including
Yeah.
Coconut too.
Yeah.
He's like
Yeah.
right there. But then if they've been fed, they don't come down. So I usually I don't go in there.
We typically don't feed them. If we know you're having a collab, I think
Yeah.
it's,
They've been
it's
awesome.
pretty
Yeah.
safe.
Yeah.
We wait. We withhold food for them and the foxes until after the
Yeah,
collabs
they
are
just get
over.
fed like in like the morning, just so they're.
We have been giving the crows some food in the morning because they've been so eager.
Yeah,
But we can
Really.
also stop doing that too on collab
there are
days.
plenty eager
Yeah.
during the collabs. They're good.
So, sorry, just to recap. So with Abbott, work on movement, like in kennel.
In the kennel. I think
Uh-huh.
one of the other things, if anybody's up for trying to do this with Abbott, I don't know if it would work, but
Yeah.
I think it would be really, really fun as a collab behavior to like get him comfortable like flying through things. So if we like got like a hoop of some kind and we could like have somebody hold up a hoop and he could hop through it, I think that would be a really fun
You
Abbott
can always have them
behavior.
do the
That would
figure
be
eights
fun.
between the legs and like weaving between the legs for
Yeah.
collabs.
It's harder. I feel like it's harder for. Maybe we could practice having an outside person give the cue, as
Yeah.
opposed to like
I tried to do that one time. I
as
don't remember
opposed
who
to
it
like, because
was.
like usually when
Well,
I'm
man,
at
like,
it, like
for-
I cue him.
Yeah, I mean, all you really have to do is just point
Yeah.
and just say figure eight.
Chat, you might remember. I tried to have someone do that once, and they were just like bad at it. So I gave
Well, it would be like you giving the cue
Okay.
for him to like, and you just tell them like, stand still with your legs apart and let this bird
But that's
come
what I
near
mean.
you.
Like he's not accustomed to somebody not like
Yeah.
because it's like
Yeah.
usually like one person standing and giving the cue versus like a second person also
Yeah.
being involved in the whole process.
Yeah.
So maybe a behavior that's a little bit easier because I know we've also mentioned doing the weaving, but if we don't do the weaving and collapse, it also avoids anyone accidentally stepping on Abbott, which would be awful.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I figured figure
So,
eight would be because then they just stand still.
If we did a hoop of some kind, or like there are some birds of prey that are trained to fly through like really small spaces. So like if you had somebody like make this, and like he flew through it. The hard part with Abbott is that he will naturally want to land here. So we have to train him out of that like natural instinct to just land on the arm and send him through. And maybe doing that with a hoop first is easier because he won't naturally be like, this is where I land.
Yeah.
But it might be fun.
Yeah.
Because I also think like if we did it in the session yard, there's a very real possibility that if we space people out, they could hold up like 3 hoops and he could fly between more of them.
Yeah.
Which would be really fun. I
That
think.
would be.
They're smart. But if anybody has any other ideas, we could also teach Abbott to recycle.
That would be cute.
Yeah.
So we could get him a small recycling bin and have maybe some small cans. We could get some small cans. Of
Do like an
soda and
Earth
drink them
Day.
up. And we could train him to
Day.
recycle.
Yeah.
I think there's a good chance that Coconut could very easily do stuff like that as well.
Yeah,
Because
we
it's
could
not
save
something that
some
we
of the, like,
directly have to interact with him.
Pop
Yeah.
cans, and then we can also use some of the like
So,
smaller Gatorade bottles.
because I think anything that Coconut can do will get checks.
She got clean. She a clean lady.
Anything that Coconut can do like from a distance that doesn't involve like hands-on stuff, I think that he would be at a point where he's
Spitting
where
nickels.
he's ready.
Spin nickels, come on!
Thank you for the $100.
Thank you.
Wow.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, so some
Every
good
time.
ideas. Some good
Classic
ideas.
spitting nickels.
Classic.
He's spitting those
Good ideas
nickels.
for Abbott.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's raining nickels.
I feel really good about Coconut. I think we
Yeah.
all kind of collectively feel really good about
Coconut
Coconut.
is a new man.
A new man.
Just wow.
I know I've been working on the kennel with Coconut,
Yeah.
and he's been doing really well taking bits from the hand through the kennel. I have not worked up to closing the door on him in the kennel. That's still, I think, going to be a very scary thing. But I think if anybody wants to work on, like, maybe, like, I don't know if we wanted to introduce him to rings or something.
Yeah.
We could try doing something from a distance, seeing if he'll approach a ring and the stand, and just going from there.
Yeah.
But I'm going to write to continue kennel work for sure.
Okay.
And then maybe rings or some kind of other behavior
Yeah.
that is a little bit less involved on our part, and a
Yeah.
little bit more just capitalizing on maybe some new curiosity that you might have. All right. Or colors.
Yeah.
Colors.
We'll talk about it more specifically.
Yeah, the
because
rings
it's already
give us
3:30.
flexibility.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Who are we at now? Monkey Boys.
Monkey Boys.
That's another one that could probably use a new behavior. The Monkey Boys might require a little bit of research on our part. Does anybody feel really good about like throwing another behavior out there?
I think if we
I'd
design
like to-
and build,
Oh no. I was-
just a station where he can stand with a little shelf
Yeah.
to do more like consent touching.
Yeah.
I think that probably for both of them.
For both of them, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know we've been doing it a little bit with like the Target and stuff already, but
Yeah.
it's hard to do with 2 hands.
I know that we've got, we talked about it a little bit earlier, when we talked about redoing some of their design, having a platform that's big enough for their new kennel.
Yeah.
Is a big one, because obviously I would love for them to kennel voluntarily, but
Yeah.
it's really hard with that new kennel to do it anywhere from, except the ground.
Yeah.
So having a large enough space, for that new kennel would be really beneficial. Alright. Cool. Where are we at? Do we want to move in here, or do we want to start down there? Probably down there.
Down there.
Pasture?
Serrano, haltering, going great. Yeah.
He has become such a brave.
If we move Winnie and Acero out, we may be able to walk them in the pasture more, like on his lead,
Yeah.
Serrano. So if we
Yep.
give Winnie and Acero more out and about time, we can focus
Yeah.
on walking him around
Yeah.
more.
I like that idea. It gives them more freedom. Us more freedom to work them wherever.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think Jalapeno is halter.
Yeah.
Continue. He's doing really well though.
Yeah.
He's crushing it.
Yeah, touch all over. Like, I feel like they're both doing well.
Mhm.
And then I know we talked about, like, Huff Care stuff with them, too. I still like the idea of, like, maybe having Jalapeno go in the round pen.
Yeah.
And being on the side, and then that way there's, like, a barrier, and we can...
It may even be
from the
beneficial
side.
because even today I like approached Serrano from outside the round pen
Yeah.
and like offered him food and he was like, "This is weird."
Yeah.
So it might be worth
Yeah.
just like offering food from
Starting
the
that.
outside.
Yeah, as, like, an initial step.
Just
I like
be like,
that.
"Hey, can you step towards us when we're out here?"
Yeah.
And going from there. We suspect a Jalapeno might be a kicker.
Oh, you think?
I think
Yeah.
he might be. Ella and I had that suspicion a long time ago, and we were just like, maybe. But he could also completely surprise us. He has
Yeah.
so far.
Yeah.
Scared
So.
kicker?
Like if we touch him and
Yeah,
try to
like
do
lifting
anything
the-
crazy, that
yeah.
he may kick. So we're gonna go slow.
Yeah. We could start doing that and he'd be totally fine.
Yeah,
and then
he
it's like,
could
oh,
just be
cool,
like,
now
I
I
watch
can...
it be like Serrano. That'd be like, no.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
Jalapeno is spicy.
Yeah.
He
Switch it
can
up on
be.
us.
Funny.
He's a spicy guy. That's why his name's Jalapeno. Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, we don't know. But
Yeah.
I know we've talked about Serrano needing to learn that he can't walk. Like, I think we're all scared of that. Like first day that he tries to step back from the lead rope and realizes
Yeah.
he can't. Thank you for the subscription. That's nice.
Wow, that's a long time.
That's so
Jalapeno
nice.
is baby.
We're gonna be so many different ages by then.
Yikes. That's.
Yeah.
I don't like to think about that. I'm sorry.
I'm
What?
already contemplating the birthday next week.
34 months from now? No. No.
I don't
no.
even know how far away that is.
It's
Over a year. 2
it's-
years. Oh my
I mean,
god.
36
Yeah, I know.
months would be 3
God
years.
dang it. Okay,
And
guys.
3 years from now, I will be an age that I am not comfortable thinking about.
So thanks for the resub.
So thanks.
Thanks for watching our spiral.
All right. But yeah, other than that, I don't know if you wanted. I know you did that session with the.
Carrot stick?
Yes, my brain wanted to call
We
it
do
a
have
flirt
two.
pole because of the boxes.
We have 2 of them now. We have one with
Uh-huh.
just like a piece of like twine on it, and then one that actually has like the same kind of lead that you have.
So
that are
Something a
both
little
new.
heavier.
I think they're both fine. I think the normal one is fine, based on how the twine went with
Oh yeah.
if we want to do more work with that with Serrano, that's also an option.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That would probably be good for him.
That's how we would learn if they're a kicker or not.
That's actually would be sick for Alveus as like a tester for a kicker. Is like if you go and like touch back there, so he kicks a stick and not
Your
elbow.
face.
Yeah.
He's good about being touched on the top end of his butt.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He lets
But,
me
like,
like
underneath him
hug
too,
his
and-
belly. I'll be able to like go all the way under his belly.
That's great.
I'll be like, I'm a blanket. Do you like this? And he's just like,
My favorite is desensitizing touch, just so we can hug him.
Yeah. Yep.
Give him a little
I
kiss
think
on the
we're
forehead.
close on Serrano.
Yeah.
I think because I've
Yeah.
definitely put my hand all the way over him
Yeah.
and scratched the other side of his neck, which is like as close to a hug as I can
Yeah.
get.
I'll take it.
It's
I have
he's
trained Jalapeno to accept a hug on his belly.
Jalapeno likes scritches, okay? He does. He's in
does.
denial. He doesn't want to, but he does. He's like a grumpy old man
Yeah.
that doesn't like visits from us, but he secretly does.
Yeah.
He's like, I do. I changed my mind. It's fine. All right.
Fair.
Parrots.
Miley has been very into working lately.
Miley was 1066 today. Tico was 1046 today.
Although it's so nice of Tico to come down and actually participate.
I didn't
She
ask
has
much
the
of
last
them
couple of days.
because there's a lot of noise going on down there with the chicken
Oh
coop
yeah,
work.
that is true.
But they both did come down and get weighed. They originally both came down to the perch and then just preened each other for like a while.
That's all.
And I was
Yeah.
like,
That's kind of how it went the last couple of days.
and then I walked away a couple of times, and then
Mhm.
they walked away, and then Miley came back, and I was like, that's very nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we need to build perches for Tico's flight work that are a little bit more accommodating for her, because I think she's there. I think she just needs better perching and a
Yeah.
little bit more space.
Yeah. Agree.
So that may require getting them comfortable in the session yard, which may require us moving them, which means we should take those kennels up by the foxes and deck them out for the macaws.
Okay.
Projects. Kennels.
Kennels.
Hell yeah.
I don't think it would hurt. Obviously, I think if we get one macaw used to the session yard, I think they'll both probably go, because I think they're probably most comfortable together. So I think it would be beneficial for both of them to be comfortable there.
Yeah.
And other projects would be perches. I think I've sent that video to everybody, the one where they trained that macaw and they had the perches that were a little bit like you could change the heights of them and stuff like that. I think those would be what we want to build. So I think if we can get a plan or a blueprint, I think it would be something that would be pretty easy to build. Getting them comfortable in the session yard, I think, would be huge. Other things that would be nice to work on, I think getting the little foot thing built for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the foot thing?
It's a little mirror that has like chicken wire,
Yeah,
like
chicken
a
wire
little,
on the
like,
top.
bow over it, so they stand on the chicken wire,
And you can see the bottom of their feet.
without having to like touch and like lift them.
And the macaws are really good about lifting their feet, but that may give us an opportunity to treat them spot-wise, where
Yeah.
it's also our hand has a little
It's
bit
a
of
little bit-
protection from them. Which would be nice. I know we also talked about having them step to like the wires, but their tails are a little bit longer, and I feel like it's all in all just a little bit easier to have them step onto.
That might probably be easier.
Something like that. Although Tico may decide she's out for blood and it may not work at all, so we'll see.
As is her right.
As is her right.
How dare you think about touching her?
The other thing that I've been working on with the littles that we could introduce to the macaws, if we so feel, is the syringe. And meds. Taking meds via a syringe. I don't know how we feel. We now have access to the avian behavior lab, which is really nice, so we can talk to people who have worked with more challenging macaws. I don't know how invested we are in getting Tico to step to a hand, if that's something that we really, really want to push for, or if we're all like, she steps up so well to a stick, this is nice.
Yeah.
If there's no benefit for her or for us.
I mean,
It's nice in like an emergency situation to know that she would step to a hand and not immediately try to murder us.
I mean, we had two, like, at the zoo, Opie, the Scarlet, he always just stepped to a T-perch. Like,
Yeah.
that, like, if even when he was, like, in a, like, and he flew off, like, he knew that if you had the T-perch, that he would immediately step up and be safe.
We tried to introduce the macaws to a T-perch. We could try again.
Yeah.
Because we liked the idea of them not being able to walk up the stick to bite, which they obviously could do now if they wanted to. Which is one of the reasons that I'm like, maybe Tico would be fine.
Yeah.
Maybe she wouldn't be. I've never had Tico try to walk up the stick to bite. Miley has,
Miley
though.
does.
So we could try reintroducing a T-perch to them for emergency situations where it's a perch that like we could all use. And that they're comfortable with.
Because when
potentially.
Tango was being really bitey to me, that's how we reintroduced me to him, was via the T-perch.
The T-perch.
It was the only way for me to get him out of the...
Miley goes the distance for violence. Yeah, she really does. When she decides to be violent, she's like, I'm committed.
She is committed.
But I think that's what I remember saying. I was like, Miley is the one who's been on my hand more, but Tico's the one whose behavior I trust more. Like, Tico's going to give me more behaviors that she does not want to do something than Miley. I think Miley's quicker to decide very quickly that she's like, okay, I'm done now.
Yep.
Yeah. Now I'm going to bite you. So that's something that we can start potentially trying to like tease out those behaviors so that maybe she'll give us more of them. And be like, hey, I don't want to do that. And we'll be like, you're right. And she won't reach for violence so frequently. But I think there's a lot of things we can do with the parrots that don't have to deal with direct
How
handling
much
that way.
of a benefit do you guys think it would be for the littles to have time in HQ.
huge. I think it would be huge.
Oh
You
yeah.
should do it all the time if you want to.
Okay. That doesn't like get in the way of your guys' training. Or
That
whatever.
is, I mean, if you want to like check with us first that day,
Okay.
but like I think that counts as like training time.
Like
It's-
mental
it's-
stimulation.
yeah, mental
Yeah.
stimulation. It's
Desensitization.
yeah, desensitizing them, and I think it's
Yeah.
like for Mia and Siren especially, it's like invaluable time that
They
they get like
fucking
just
love
with
it, yeah.
people because I think it's what they live for.
Yeah.
That's what they
Okay.
want.
So we'll try to set up like something, not permanent, but something like so it's consistently easy to bring them up. more.
Because we've
But-
talked about having them up here
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah,
We've
that
talked
would be
about we've talked about having
a
the
great way
macaws
to-
up here. The hardest thing about bringing birds up here is that we have these guys that like
Yeah.
we're usually in here and these guys are usually out, and then once we leave, we can't leave like me unattended in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's harder for us, I think, to consistently. We could bring up Siren and she could just hang out like on the table.
Oh no.
Also, I mean, on office days like this, it's easy for us to have them in there.
Yeah.
Even with
It drops
space,
a little
we love
piece.
space.
Yeah, she loves the boys.
She can hang out with space.
But we've talked about bringing the macaws up
Against
as well. We just have to have like a
Great time.
really nice perch setup, I think, for the macaws
Yeah.
to bring them in. Because we wonder if like the macaws just being around us more would change anything for them, as far as we're concerned. Like maybe it would be like,
I'd like to think they would.
yeah. Because I know like you had mentioned before, like Miley just being on a couch.
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
so
And she's
fun.
been in my lap before. And
Oh
she's
my
been
god,
fine.
that's a dream.
So
Yeah.
maybe just
That'd be
more
so cool.
time,
Tika
more
too.
human
I mean, Tika
time.
used to hang out on
Yeah.
with Michelle constantly, and she was in her office all day.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Wow.
Michelle would just like pick her up.
So more human time.
Yeah,
would
more
be
human
really
time.
nice.
I like it.
I'd love to see what that would do for them. If it would
Yeah.
change them at all.
Okay.
And I would love to interact with them in more places just to get them used to more.
Yeah.
Like I know we've tried like putting Mia and Siren on the ground. Like I wonder what Tico and I know
Yeah.
Tico and Miley we've put them on the grass in the session yard and stuff on the ground and they've been
Yeah.
like, flipped. But it's like it's nice being like down there with them on that level and just seeing how they respond to us in a
Yeah.
different way. So another option. But yeah, so more human time for all of them I think would be
Okay.
Great.
really great. The tough
Yeah.
part, me and Siren travel really well. The macaws don't.
Right. Yeah.
So when we put those kennels together, I really want to figure out how we can attach kennels to the outside, or handles to the outside of the kennels,
Okay.
so that like we don't have to like stick broom handles through
Yeah.
and stuff like that to make it easy to transport them and nobody's worrying about their fingers.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure there's a very easy way to attach handles to either side so that they're easy to pick up and
Yeah.
handle. Okay, so those are parrots, chickens.
The Tico thankfully didn't chew on any like electrical cables. That she chewed on the misting pipe. So some of those tubes are broken, so the misting system doesn't work. But yeah, thankfully nothing electric.
I would like
Okay,
all
well,
of the
that's true.
chickens to voluntarily kennel.
Yeah.
It's a really small goal, but there's just a lot
Yeah.
of chickens.
Yeah. I think that could be a good focus for them.
Who's like the furthest away?
Henry.
K, yeah.
Oliver and Nugget will both do it. Nugget will do it really well, but they'll both do
Yeah.
it if you put mealworms in. Oliver knows to kennel.
Yeah.
He's really easy about it.
I was just judging it based off of just
they
in
are.
general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
like
well,
working
it's
with
been
them.
hard
Henry K is
to.
like,
I think I'm typically a little bit better about doing kennel work with everybody, but because the kennels
Yeah.
are literally everywhere and they all have chickens in them
In
at some
them.
point,
Yeah.
we lost the kennels that typically live down there with the
Yeah.
guys down there. So I'll look around and see if we have more kennels.
yeah.
We lost. Betty is currently using one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we may need more because we've acquired another chicken. And I know one of the crow ones is damaged as well.
Yeah.
So I need to KJ kennel list.
But
Do we
aside
want
from
to,
that-
speaking of kennels, do we want to move the other wolf dog kennel out of the inside space?
Those two that are sitting in there that.
No, the other wolf dog one that's
The
like
one in the they're
in the
inside.
enclosure.
Oh.
Those are the fox kennels that are sitting in.
Okay,
We
okay.
do. I do.
I was
I
like,
do
We
want
do
to
need to
move.
take those.
That's where my mind went.
The fox kennels
Yeah.
could get moved to the fox enclosure. They
Yeah.
don't have the handles on them anymore.
Yeah.
We took them off so that they could live in there full time if we wanted them to. So we could like
Okay.
put them in there with some straw or something and just see
Yeah.
if they like very comfortably move in and out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
gives them another place to hide.
Yeah.
If they're up against the wire, we've got to zip tie the doors open, obviously.
Yeah.
And if it rains,
It will get wet.
they will get gross.
Yeah. I mean,
But can also go back to doing kennel work with Reed at least.
yeah.
Finn, in a desperate situation, will kennel. Like if we have to.
Yeah.
Like he'll go in and like lick a peanut butter spoon, and if we can shut him really quick, if we have to, it's obviously not ideal. He's never in the new kennels that are there specifically. We've never done that.
Yeah.
We've only ever done it in the gold ones that are out there that he's
The wire
in.
ones.
Yeah.
So if we ever had to do it, I think that's the way we would go. Kennel him in a
Okay.
kennel that's not the one that we want him to be very, very positive with.
Yep.
In
Could-
the long run.
Could the ones inside the K900 just go in their air-conditioned space and just be like present?
We can't open the doors in the canine or the
Oh.
inside space. We have to be able to
There's nowhere
get the
for
doors
us to like
open,
latch.
to latch it.
Yeah, to
I
keep
gotcha.
them open
I gotcha.
without physically taking the door
I don't
off.
think.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
I don't think.
That's what you're saying. Okay.
Maybe one on the little ledge.
But if we want them to have a hide of some kind in there, we can find one.
Yeah.
I mean, their new beds are also seated on top of their kennels
Yeah.
as well.
They're
That,
nicer beds.
yeah.
So,
Mm. Okay.
So you can also
has
keep
anyone
those
noticed
in.
more digging in the fox enclosure? I filled up a couple holes recently.
Yeah.
Yes, in that back corner.
Okay. Just keep an eye on that. I've also,
Yeah.
I feel like every day when I go out to see the wolf dogs, at some point I'm like, your paws look like you've been digging, but then I walk the perimeter and I'm like,
Yeah.
alright, I don't see any holes out here.
Yeah.
It's just something to be mindful of.
Yeah. Say Shruti and I just did a poop and enrichment run today. In there.
Okay. If we need like some big rocks or something up by the foxes to like fill in some of those holes, if they're reoccurring holes, we can put some big rocks in them.
The one that I saw that was like under their platform, like the tree house, that was like when you looked at it could see the fence.
Mm-hmm.
That we refilled. I haven't seen them go for that one, but I've noticed more holes are popping up in that corner to the left of
Yep.
it.
Yeah, I've filled one over there
Yeah.
several times at this point.
Yeah, because every
Alright.
time I clean in there, I'm always like, let me just use this to refill
Yeah, I
really
use
fast.
My foot.
Yup.
Alright.
I'm out of tea and I'm kind of sad.
I don't know.
There's a way
how-
to solve it.
Warranty.
If there's another way, like I would love to be able to look at the chicken feet without picking them up as well.
Yeah.
But I think the chicken wire would not be heavy
Yeah.
enough
No.
to support.
As soon as Oliver stepped on it, it would just.
So maybe some kind of foot.
You do like an acrylic platform.
Or maybe there's
We
like
can
some
hobby.
leftover of like the
Like
hard
a
wire
hook.
somewhere.
I was gonna say if we,
Yeah.
I feel like if we just use like a different material, because I know they do the similar thing for like emperor penguins and stuff in zoos, and if you can hold a
So
big
that we
penguin,
could. Yeah.
That's true.
Oliver.
They did.
God.
Be a big boy.
Big boy.
He's
They
large.
did big
Well,
boy.
Henrique is equally as large.
They're
She-
both thick, which
She
is
just
she weighs at her
about the
heaviest
same.
sometimes more than Oliver does.
Wow.
Dang.
Like she's been up
Damn,
at like
girl.
She
100
also
grams.
danced.
Yeah, she's a
You
big
go,
lady.
girl.
She danced.
So yeah, no
Is she
chicken
proud?
wire for that.
Maybe Nugget. That's it.
Yeah, no. Maybe Polly.
Yeah.
Polly can have it. How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta get her a towel for there.
Your feathers are everywhere, ma'am.
But I would like to like regularly schedule like nail trims for the chickens.
Yeah.
And
Nugget could use one.
spur trims for Oliver.
Yeah, Oliver could definitely use that sooner than later, and
yeah.
then Nugget could also use another trim. Yeah,
Yeah, we can do that. You and I can do that anytime.
Yeah.
When we're down there together.
true.
All right, that's cool. Chickens. That's everybody outside. Do we want to briefly talk? Somebody asked about Noodle. I don't think there's much to talk about where Noodle's concerned, but we can talk about it real quick. We can talk
She
about the
be cute.
reptiles.
She be cute.
She be
real
cute.
cute.
She be thriving in there.
She's
Toasted,
got lots of
excellent
options.
job.
She's using her options.
Yep.
I know
She's
we
in a different
talked-
spot every time I look in there.
Yeah, I love it.
I know who was I talking to about feeding Patchy?
Oh, because I told you about how she like went into her bowl, so we were talking about targeting her
Yeah,
away.
yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
Amanda fed Patchy the other day, and she like
Fell
went
in-
into the water bowl.
She fell
Yeah.
in the water with it.
So I had mentioned
Yeah.
that prior to Patchy being moved into that small container, we were working with the target with Patchy. And I used to, when they were in their other enclosures as well, like tap the glass before I fed, and only before I fed, so they knew like if I tapped the glass, that food was coming.
I like that.
Yeah.
And that's something that we can go back to doing when we feed Patchy is tap and then like showing her the target and then the rat, and
Yeah.
then slowly, if she's close to her water, we might be able to target her away,
Yeah.
just until she has a good grip on it.
Yeah.
Noodle also we had a target for prior to her stopping eating for the better part of a year. So we could go back to reintroducing a target to both of them if we feel like it might be beneficial at any point.
Yeah.
I know people have targeted their snakes like out of their enclosures. I really wanted them to find a way. I would love to find a way to voluntarily weigh them. So like we had talked about in the past getting a scale and like turning one of these upside down and putting it on the scale and having them come and wrap themselves up in this. An option like that. But obviously it starts with just target training.
Yep.
And I know it's harder with snakes because obviously we only have like one reinforcer.
Yeah.
I do know people who have done smaller meals, like
Yeah.
smaller. I know that's not ideal for most of them, just because of the chances of
Yeah.
breakage is higher, I think.
Okay.
But if it was ever something that we wanted to talk about, because
Okay.
I think our snakes are pretty good.
Yeah.
But I would want them to like be back in on their own if possible. So
Yeah.
I guess if we did something like this, that also gives us the opportunity to at least like kind of pick it up and move it, and kind of like let them maybe go off on their own. Is an option. I also like wanted to do stuff like this, like I talked about this before, maybe like wrapping like fake plants around this and putting eye hooks and like hanging these in the ceiling and giving the snakes like a place to come out
Yeah.
and enter where like they don't have access to like
Oh my god.
They added themselves to me
That is so cute.
there.
Yeah. I love it.
That's hilarious.
That's amazing.
Oh my god,
glad you're
that's so
present,
good.
Is that us at the meeting?
You guys are like
That is you at the meeting. I didn't even notice that.
But that also, I think it would be nice to give the snakes maybe more
That's
time,
so
like
good.
with people, since we don't handle them
Yeah.
often. It would be nice for them to be out and like see us,
yeah.
especially since they're kind of like hidden from the world in there.
Yeah.
I talked to you about this last time. I'm stoked about Toast potentially targeting out being in a crate, eating on the table, because it just feels like
Oh yeah, we could
much
crate
more
train
voluntary,
Toast.
and
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
He did really well
Yeah.
at targeting today for his food.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, because the alternative is
Yeah.
pulling them out, which I'd
Yeah.
rather not do.
No.
I'm wondering if there's any more voluntary I mean, we're talking about it right now, but for the snakes, because last collab I brought Noodle out and I did not feel good about the way that she came out.
Yeah.
Like it was like wrestling to get her out.
I mean,
Yeah.
same thing that we could work on just like with using the target, right?
I also wonder if
I-
I don't know how
well-
much she wants to leave her enclosure or if she does it all. But even if it was just like
Yeah.
leaving it open for like an hour or something.
I wonder if we,
she
Spending
goes out
more
on her own
time.
and leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if we had like a more I wonder if we had like a snake branch, like if we could offer them a branch,
Yeah.
like if they would like
Oh,
be curious.
that's yeah.
Where like the branch meant that they were going on an
Yeah.
adventure, where it's not like our hands going in and
Yep.
picking them up.
Yeah.
I love
And
that
that way,
idea.
like if they come out, they know they're going to be handled. And
Yeah.
like, from there, we can kind of.
And then
be
that
a
goes
little
back
bit
to like
more-
how we don't have a plethora of food,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
reinforcers for them to be like.
I think the
Yeah,
big thing about
yeah.
snakes is we've got to give them things out here that make coming out worth it.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say, like, even if like right outside their enclosure we set up fun things for them to
Like
do, like something
enrichment?
handing.
Yeah, we
Like
can do
there's
like
a-
a portable tree that they get to like
Like
wrap
the wall
onto.
with all the
Yeah.
different
Both,
posts
like,
that they can like hang on.
Yeah, like a pegboard and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
We've
That's
talked
what
about
we-
making those before
yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Do with our snakes at home. Like we leave the door open, and it's always like up to them if they want to come out. If they do come out, we do put them somewhere fun,
Yeah.
and that's just kind of turned into like when the door opens, they just want to come out because something fun's about to
Yeah.
happen.
Maybe,
Fun in snake
maybe,
world.
guys, is it crazy?
Hit us with it.
Never.
Maybe. Like the eye hook thing, right from the ceiling, where we could like hang perches.
Yeah.
Could we do that all the way to the studio? Like all the way to the table?
Oh my god, that would be awesome.
Where like we just like
If they
hang them
see
all up.
the one hanging between, like in the
And
door
they're just
frame,
like,
they're like,
"I'm
we get
going."
to go.
Yeah, and then they just go.
I love the idea. My fear is that she wouldn't use it. So we do all of the hooks, and she just doesn't care. And then there's just
Because like I've seen. Well, we would take them. We would be able to take them down. That's the whole
Okay.
point. But they
But
wouldn't be
portable,
a
yeah.
permanent fixture because they'd be on like eye hooks. So
Yeah.
like if we wanted to give them time to come out, we hang them up, and then if they don't come out, we just
Yeah.
take them down.
Yeah.
The other thing that chat is bringing up, is Noodle's Animal Quest, which was like 2022 or something.
Yeah.
The parrot's old rollable perch that was wood. She was on it like the whole stream.
Those perches are dead.
Yeah.
They have
but,
been murdered.
if we got something that was similar.
I mean, we could
Like
make
on
like a
wheels.
portable tree.
Yeah.
That's like a wheelie tree that she can just like.
Yeah.
Are you suggesting like putting it right outside, let her crawl, and kind of like wheel
Yeah,
her?
and like opening it way prior to. Part of the problem with collabs too is I'm like, we're live, and so I'm going to
Yeah.
get her, and so I kind of have to like to bring her out
Yeah.
because the
Yeah.
person's just standing there waiting.
Yeah.
So I don't know that or monkey bars. I don't know. Whatever you guys.
Well, I've
think.
seen people like literally make those like so like the space
cord.
between those enclosures
Yeah.
would be like a fixture where like we could let one snake out and they could come up and like be up high.
I love
The thing that I love about doing something like that as opposed to a tree is they can't get down. Like they are up,
Yeah.
which is nice because then we don't have to worry about them being down.
Finding them in a
Um,
random spot.
I love that. Whatever
But,
gives her the opportunity, as long as we start like early, like pre collab, so that she has a bunch of time.
Yeah.
I think for collabs, the tree idea is nice because it'll give you like because if she's up high, then you still can't potentially get her down.
Yeah,
like there she is.
I have a call, sorry, but
But
Bye.
I don't think that's a bad idea.
I
But just
love
like in
that.
general, like creating a fun space in between those enclosures where like where there's fake vines
Yeah.
and there's different branches.
Just
and
making it
we
more
hang them
fun.
up and giving them kind of an aerial adventure option.
Yeah.
Obviously not for toast.
Yeah.
But maybe toast we could
For
get
Toast-
some tunnels.
Yeah. Also,
tunnels.
we could easily just put a ramp, like a little ramp.
I tried the other day. The problem, I think they were
Yeah.
so into
We
the
could
food that they would go
definitely-
for the. I think they would go down the ramp. I think we just need like a little mini one
Like-
inside because it was
Yeah.
like a big lip.
I think
Okay.
the boys can definitely make
Yeah.
like just like a little ramp with like a
Oh.
little lip that they just
Yeah.
easy
We
peasy.
can. We don't need.
We can, but we don't
Yeah.
have time. They have time.
It's their job to make things for
It's
us.
their job to make our lives easier.
I love not asking guys for things.
Yeah.
Just a
Um,
good point. Just to
I
be
don't- I
good.
think-
Yeah, I'm
If it
done.
makes you feel any better, we could never ask them to train an animal to
Yeah.
do anything because they would be incapable
Yeah.
completely.
What if we swapped a day with them? Can you imagine?
Connor
God.
did an entire day of keeping. You can ask of training. Chat was there.
Yeah. Oh.
And it was a nightmare because my whole thing was just to be there commenting on all the things he was doing
Yeah.
wrong.
Can we help you?
Hello.
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 Anyway.
Can you?
But yeah, I think
What are you grabbing?
Why are they chewing on things you're not supposed to chew on?
I'm so hungry.
I'm making water for tea.
I feel like our attention span is slowly waning.
okay.
I just like tea.
All right. So snake aerial park.
Woo.
We'll create
Snake
train
zip line.
toast.
Yeah.
And maybe also reintroduce the target to the snakes.
Yeah.
Now that they're both eating regularly.
Ye-
Hooray!
Yay! We love
Alright.
regular eaters.
So we feel good about that. So the only ones we haven't talked about are the rodents, chins, rats.
Rats, I guess. Just
Rats.
getting back into it because
Technically, you
Re-establishing-
could definitely eat tea. It's just not the proper most way people consume their tea.
So for the rats, I'm on team fun training and just giving them a good.
I said
rest of their
reestablishing
life.
positive time.
I like it.
I love that.
I think Milla
What are you
is willing.
Oh shit!
Chips is a little.
I forgot what time it
It's
was.
4 o'clock, yeah.
I disappeared.
I just looked and you were just like, hello.
We have no place to a good place to sit and put
Yeah.
shoes on.
I'm gone.
It's just wherever.
You did disappear for a second because I heard you and I was like, wait, what?
I think Moomin is also in the same camp. Just being like, hey Moomin, let's hang out.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we think we could offer the chins, or any time of day that you think that Moomin would be more likely to be like, yes, I'm into this? Do you think we need to make it colder
They're
in here? Do we think we need to make it
right?
warmer in here? Do we think?
Make
Is
it
there
I think
anything?
making it cooler has helped some. Maybe if we do this.
Yep.
Moomin's like, whoop.
If there is anything that
Chinchillas are technically nocturnal if we did them like in the morning. I mean, like I know we're trying to get to the pasture.
or
Yeah.
if Lindsay and I did them, or like if whoever was here late did them like last.
Yeah.
Flashbang.
But,
Which, like, in the winter, like, it, like, right now the sun comes up, like, right, like, when we get here. So, like, I know it's gonna, we're gonna have some months where, like, we get here and it's just gonna be dark for a while, so we could just start with chins.
which reminds me, we need to find a way to make sure that we are still going to be able to medicate Awa in the dark.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if we feel like she'll be fine, or
If it's one of us, I think she'll be fine, just
Yeah.
if we want to like
I'm
introduce
pretty, like-
maybe like a light and
Yeah.
like
We
just
can
to
ask
like have
Ella
one in
how
the back.
she did it.
That's
She
another-
always she mostly did it. It was maybe getting dark, but never like pitch black. But like in the winter,
There
like,
were a few
like,
days
we
when
will
it was
be
darker.
dark.
But I guess it's also, like, as time goes on, like, it's naturally gonna become darker and darker, so maybe just by the way that the sun is, she'll kind of desensitize
On
Yeah.
her own.
on her own.
Yeah,
but
especially on like the later days when we've gone to our meds, because there are sometimes I haven't gone to her till like after 7.
So I'm usually like I gotta get out there and at least medicate her before 7. Even if I'm here until 8, I'm like not. I'm like worried that if I wait too long, that she'll be like, "You've waited too long. I'm sleeping.
You've waited too long.
I'm done."
Nice try. No, she's done well. Like when it's been sun setting.
I just don't want us to get to a point where like we're going out in the pitch dark and she's like absolutely not, and we're
Yeah.
like, okay, we haven't prepared for this.
Fun fact: we did find out like how many Duralactins today.
Oh my god, so yeah, I think they just take their Duralactins out of their needles.
No, I didn't.
Duralactin everywhere.
Sorry, I'm getting.
Monsters.
So we could just start giving it to them in a way, because like in Braunschweig, like in pieces temporarily.
Yeah, today you like cut it up into like
What'd you get?
kibble sized pieces and
Just-
like put
I'm
it in their
starting to
kibble,
have some
and we're gonna
ADHD
hope for the best and find out
tendencies.
tomorrow.
Silence.
Sorry, not taking.
Tea.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out soonish just because we have family in town.
You're good. We're pretty much done.
got
We didn't get to the.
go on vacation.
We didn't.
No.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.
We didn't get to the human part of the meeting, but we'll all be together next week at
Yes.
some point. So,
Together again.
bring your whatever, your opinions,
Yes.
your feelings.
Bring them. Bring the feelings for the vibe check.
What?
The human part of the meeting where we talk about like how we've been all
Yeah.
separating tasks and stuff. How we all feel about it.
Yeah.
I was like, were we supposed to know the human part? Because I definitely.
Wow.
That went over my head. I was like, I am oblivious.
Sense
I
next
mean, the
for
human
Amanda.
part
They
is just
know.
how you feel, so I hope you know it.
Sense next for Amanda. Someone feed me.
Did I not prepare for this meeting?
Is now time to ask an enrichment question? Sure.
Ask
Like what?
away, baby.
I love questions. I always forget to
Well,
bring the
whatever
right
your
feelings.
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
that Molly.
There aren't any wrong feelings in the human
There's
meeting.
no wrong
That's what we're all
feelings.
about here. All feelings are valid.
Sense next for Amanda. They know me so well. I'm so hungry, guys.
I haven't eaten lunch yet.
Oh my god.
What? I
I've
ate
had
lunch
2
during
packets
the
of
meeting.
Pockies.
I've been eating
and that's
all
I've eaten
day.
since breakfast.
Go eat. What are you doing?
Amanda, run to HQ and grab some
Mhm.
snacks.
Oh,
Our
I have
snacks
been,
over
guys.
there.
How do you make the enrichment empanadas
That's such
and
a
other
good
stuff
question.
for the wolves?
I also love that you're trying to redirect that same behavior onto something else, because so many people just punish their dog for doing that. I'm like, that is such a natural thing for
Yeah.
that dog to do. It's just kind of mean to take that option away. So, fuck
Yeah.
yeah for finding a different option to
Yeah.
let that dog do its
The
thing.
enrichment empanadas. What are the? What is there?
I think.
I think
with
is it the
plates-
paper? Is it the plates where we've like folded them or like
like,
tied
tied
them
them.
together? Is that an empanada?
Yeah.
My
But
whiteness
like
is showing.
anything,
No, I think
so like
Someone
My
here did call it
Midwest
a-
that doesn't
an
that
enrichment
like uses
banana.
ranch as seasoning.
Bye, I love you guys.
Bye, love you. Have a good time. Love you.
Take some coffee though.
You should definitely do that and let us know how all of the spooky things are.
Yeah.
yeah.
You going to New? Oh. I was saying where you were
Try not to
going,
leak where you're going.
and then I was like,
Okay.
oh, okay. Yeah, woo!
Yeah.
Everybody go find her!
I'm about to
Okay, bye.
in costume. They're gonna not know.
So you just use string to tie the paper plate shut. I don't know how you guys have made the empanadas. I don't
Yeah.
typically use
Yeah,
string.
we just use the paper
but
string.
so so we have paper string.
We use the paper string.
So if they happen to eat it,
I'll
it's
demonstrate.
not a big deal. But like anything shreddable, so like sometimes you notice that like we'll just take like balls of paper and we'll just roll treats up inside balls of paper, like just kind of toss them in as we roll
There's
and like
no-
make it a big bundle.
There's no wrong
they got
way.
giant braids.
Okay.
I think
Giant
on
braids of
Sunday,
paper.
of
So you take your snacky and you put it in. Then you put your plates together. Use your ice pick. And you cut some little
You have an
holes.
ice pick.
Yeah, everybody has ice picks, right? And then you're gonna take your little, your stringy, and that's how we make our empanadas.
Like a hot. Or you can make it a quesadilla by folding it in half.
Yeah.
Also a good option.
In one snacky way now.
But like also just getting like cardboard boxes and stuff. Like you can order packages of cardboard boxes, repurpose packing paper.
Yeah.
Um,
You can even reuse the boxes that like your food comes in.
Yeah.
Like,
Just watch any like glue or tape. We usually remove that kind of thing.
Oh, an empanada
Yeah.
would be folded as well.
Yeah.
Clearly, we know
Yeah.
our food so well.
Oh my god, I'm gonna go get Mexican after this.
All right. Did that answer your empanada?
That's a ravioli.
Yeah, honestly, you can take any.
We also have a really cool thing, and I don't know, somebody on chat probably got this for us. That little like tool where like you put the edge in and you clip it, and it's a stapleless stapler.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like if you're doing anything
That's
with
nice.
paper or like paper bags, if you want to
Fun.
close them, you can get a stapleless stapler.
That's cool, yeah.
So a crimper. I don't know if it's called a crimper.
Yeah,
I
a
think
chat.
it's actually a stapler.
A funded feeder
But
for
anyway,
stuff.
that's, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
It's over there.
We're gonna have a couple enrichment streams over the next couple
Yep.
of months. We're gonna have like a specific Christmas enrichment making stream,
Feed Amanda.
and we're going to have also a big enrichment making like marathon before Shruti and Lindsay go away for their Thanksgiving breaks because Amanda and I are gonna die.
Yeah.
Otherwise. So we're
Yeah.
gonna make all the enrichment ahead of time, and we're gonna stream
Yep.
that party,
Yep.
that enrichment marathon.
I just imagine
So good.
a trough with that Jack would pay to feed us and snacks would fall into it.
You just like more like Winnie and we're just waiting.
You just see me walk over, and I'm like, it's here.
Someone drop the candy.
Drop candy, cookies. Oh my god, a slice of pizza.
an hour
The funniest
bars.
part of that is that all of the candy and sweets would all be here.
Yeah.
We would have access to it all the time. But we would be like, no, somebody has to give it.
Somebody has
to
give it to us.
Oh yeah, somebody has to fill it. Nick. We'll have Nick. Hey Nick, you have an extra task.
Can you? And I know you refill the feeder for the cow, but
Yeah.
can you also do it for the humans?
So funny. Can I have my phone for a sec? Hunter just asked if Ace and Winnie were up, which I think they are.
They
I
are.
have no
They
idea.
are.
We
Oh,
left
I forgot to tell them. I put them back up.
Yeah, we can't.
Amanda will stare at the camera. I'm just.
You'll be the new Winnie.
Boo. I'll do it.
New
I'll do
sci-fi
it.
idea.
It's not. It's not
It would
beneath
be really
me.
interesting if we played the training game with chat.
Amanda
to
can move for
behavior.
food.
You would have to behave yourself, but it would
Yeah.
be funny if like they were like, okay, we want to train Amanda to go pick up a specific
like a
object,
training
and like
game.
you know what I
It's
mean.
the training game, but with
It'd be
chat.
If
funny,
I get food
but
out of
chat
it?
would be the trainers.
Yeah. Oh, I
And
just
we would
say
be the
I'm
trainees.
hungry. That's what I say in front of.
Connor will be the new Ace by just running in and just stealing it all.
We could demonstrate how hard it would be though sometimes to train an animal, like so like
Yeah.
like if they trained several behaviors successfully and like we just started offering every behavior we knew and
Yep.
how hard it is sometimes to like break an animal out of that habit and
Exactly.
be like, no, I need you to
Training game.
it'd have to be strategic. Wait, that's actually so fun. I love that idea.
Yeah.
It is a good subathon idea if we ever do another subathon.
Yeah.
We'll keep it in mind. We've got a couple good ideas, I feel. Today was a good idea day.
Yeah.
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 Alright. Alright, chat. It's time for Amanda to leave. She has to go home.
Eat.
Yeah.
And Lindsay and I have to finish all of our work for the day.
Yeah.
So, who just spilled a whole pack of jelly
Oh, apparently
beans on
Connor
the
and
floor?
Maya did that for the first subathon, and Connor spilled all of the jelly beans.
Oh, and yeah, no, Connor and Maya don't train animals though.
She has to go get Mexican food.
And I guess Maya has trained animals. But Maya has admitted that training is not like her favorite thing to do with animals. So it'd be way more interesting, I think, for you guys to train us.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Amanda.
Love you guys. Forehead kiss. Mwah.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
Oh, what time am I in Mars? I think so.
And yeah, I think it's you and me on the schedule for 7:30 right now.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're number
So-
one then.
Alright.
And then Thursday we have Winnie's
Yes, I'm
consultation.
so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will probably get stuff to make meatballs for that day because we'll all be here.
Yeah.
for long.
We'll just be.
So
Yeah.
we'll kind of be maybe.
We
we'll
have
some
enough to
time.
get to.
Halloween, right?
Yeah, that would be the because we have enough. We have today
so we
and
should
tomorrow.
pull a rabbit.
So we'll need something for
We'll
Halloween.
pull a rabbit and I'll make meatballs that day.
Fun.
Or we'll pull two
Fun
rabbits and they
times.
can each get a whole one.
Honestly, I was thinking about pulling two little ones for them, so they each get a
That'd be
whole
fine.
little rabbit.
That was the point of getting the smaller ones.
Yeah,
I
we can do
only
that.
ordered the
We
smaller
can
ones
get
so they
that.
could have little rabbits.
Yeah, we can pull that tomorrow. That way, it's not.
And we can just take like the guts out
Yeah.
and just
Ew.
they can each have whole
Or they
rabbits.
could just have the whole rabbit.
That'll also give us some time if the kibble doesn't arrive.
Yeah. That's another reason why I haven't made kibble tonight, because I don't think they know enough for everybody to get a decent amount. Because I couldn't reuse the kibble that they didn't eat because Awa peed on it. Bye.
Bye!
Bye!
I love you.
Love you!
Alright, chat. Welcome to the end of the day.
Hello.
Welcome to Animal Care Staff Gets a Little Bit Crazy at the end of the day.
This is how we act.
This is how we are. Did anyone other than Winnie enjoy their pumpkins? The chickens are still working on theirs.
The crows love theirs.
Oh
They-
yeah, the
they
crows
had-
really dismantled theirs. Somebody ate a lot of pumpkin that day.
Yup.
The foxes have put lots of tiny holes in theirs. Or
Mhm.
had. So
The one is starting to show
so
itself.
yeah. Definitely, goats seemed excited for it, yeah. Wolfies are good.
They haven't touched it. It's just sitting there.
Oh yeah, they don't care about their pumpkin.
I mean, we could maybe move it away from the scary.
I think we should carve it and put meaty bits in it.
That's what I was doing with the chickens. I like shaved it off
Carve
into
it
different
and
things,
put
and then
meaty bits in it.
stuff mealworms in it for them to get started.
Alright, chat. The meeting is concluded. It's done. Maya, do you have anything else? Oh, I mean,
You
we
didn't
can.
miss anything.
We can. I don't know what we covered. We talked a lot about the reptile. We talked a little bit about maybe trying to find a better time of day for Moomin, where he might be a little bit more willing to interact.
Okay.
And the rats are just getting like good times.
Trying to
They're
let
just
them
good times.
rebuilding our
They've had a
bond.
lot going on recently, so.
Yeah.
Rebuilding bonding.
Okay.
We talked about future if there's another subathon, having chat reinforce and train us,
the training
the
game
animal
with
care
them.
staff,
Doing
where the
The,
chat
the training game where
chat
they train
picks the
us.
behavior, or maybe we have behaviors and then somebody maybe we have pre-established behaviors and then Oliver picks one and the chat has to train us the behavior. So we create a treat like the pasture, but it would be full of candy or something like
We have
M&Ms.
our own feeder.
And they have to reinforce us at the right time.
and then they
Cool.
train us.
They would love that.
And then we
They
make it
would.
hard by just, once they've trained a few behaviors, just repeating, like offering all of those behaviors in
Back to
quick
back to back
succession
to
to
back.
try to figure out what they,
Which one it is?
which one it is, and then how they get out, like how we get out of that with the ambassadors that we train that offer, like that do things like that, like Siren, like Mia,
Mm-hmm.
like at it.
Mhm.
Where they're just like, I'll offer everything I know and
Yeah.
see if it's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chat, you're gonna be trainers.
So.
Oh, chat's back to the meeting.
Oh, they're back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be a subathon potential
Cute.
if we ever do that again.
The lumber. We can put a laser pointer on the camera for target training.
That's crazy.
It'd be a whole time. Anyway, that is the end of the meeting.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good meeting.
I feel like there were a lot of people at one point. It's like over 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people.
They
all
like
around
these a lot.
for the animal care meeting.
Yeah, somebody
Cool.
asked about making it into a YouTube video,
Yeah, it'll go up somewhere
making vlogs
on
of
YouTube.
them.
I'm glad you guys enjoy them. I think we were trying to do them more often. Full disclosure, it's been a while since we've all sat down and had one
Right.
because
Yeah.
it's
We're
been a
all
while
gone.
since we've all been here consistently.
Yeah.
And had time to like make some progress with the animals. So,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah. Hooray! First time chat from viewer. Hello.
Woo! Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hooray.
Spend
$100!
nickels! Spend nickels!
Thank you.
donated $100 to charity.
Thank you.
That's
For another $100.
Dang.
What the heck?
Oh
Thank
my
you so
gosh,
much.
nickels.
It's crazy.
what a wild time.
Like literally making it rain nickels.
Thank goodness it's not actually raining nickels. That would
It'd
actually
hurt. It'd
really
be like
suck.
hailing. It'd be
It
more
would
like
really
it would,
suck.
instead of rainy nickels, it'd be hail nickels.
Right.
Because they're big. I'm tired.
We're doing fine. Lindsay and I, well, Lindsay ate lunch, but I'm tired.
did eat.
I'm not. The other day,
I made tea.
Amanda and I
I
were
made
working
tea.
together, and Amanda and I always get a little bit by like Friday, Saturday, we're real.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. So like on Saturday when it was me and Shruti, I was like, oh no, Shruti hasn't seen like this level of like just like disorganized Kayla brain. I was like, oh no, oh no.
Normally on Sundays when Shruti and I are first back, we're both just like, what are we doing? Because we're all just like,
That's me and Amanda at the end of the week. We're like, what are we doing?
we're just back. We're like, I'm still
Get it
very
together.
tired. Like I did not rest enough.
Get it together. It's fine. We're like, pull it together for just one more day. Surely you can do it. And then just like things just go wrong, and we're like, we can't do it. It's fine. What's the tea?
The stuff that you got us, the matcha green tea over there. It's delicious. I love it.
Ooh.
All right, chat. We're leaving. It's been fun. Hope you had a good time. You're gonna go back and see some animals. Go
No
watch.
way.
Go watch some behavior. Night cams.
Yeah.
Night cams.
Bye.
Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you, Spin Nickels, for the donations. It's very nice. Thank you to everyone who resubscribed or subscribed.
Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for your input.
Yeah. Take care now.
Thank